Hey guys, what's up? So in this one, we're going to be covering the Yatsufusa guild boss for P5X Global version 2.1. This is week 2 of the guild bosses. And here's the team we're going to be running. We've got Leon 1, Vino 2, Wonder 3, Queen 4, and we'll be using Phoebe as our Navi. But if you don't have Phoebe, go ahead and use Okyan. And this team comp could change depending on, what you have on the other side here. So if you do have Summer Closer and you went ahead and you used Chord there, Leon here, if you think that your queen side would be better. I don't know if I mentioned this in the Chord video or in the closer video, but if you think your queen is just like significantly better, then you may be best served to make this your 1A side and just go like Queen Vino Chord here with Phoebe and hope for the best, and then try and just max your score here and then just do whatever you can on the other side, just for the sake of consistency between, what I did on the video yesterday and this video. We'll just be going with Leon here. This will be run as like our B team. But again, if you don't have closer and you want to make this your A team, I think that's like a perfectly viable strategy this week. You can even do it both ways. Test it like test Chord on that side and then test Chord here. I actually did that, and it basically was just moving the points around. Like I never really net anything. It was just like I got 7 million points on the other side more with Chord. Then I got 7 million more points on this side with Chord. So, although I will say, if you have a stronger queen, I think the stronger your queen is, the more valuable Chord becomes on this side. So we have an A2 queen in our guild, and I use that for my personal runs, just because that queen does so much more damage than mine. It made Chord more valuable, if that makes sense. But with that said, Wonder is running Ex Machina, Bishamonten, Komokuten, and Yanosik. Again, if this is your A side, you would swap Komokuten with Dionysus. And then Yanosik doesn't matter. We're just using the strongest persona we have that isn't being used on the other side. For Bishamonten, we're just going to need Rakunda. Although if you don't feel like putting Rakunda on him, Imperial Purge is fine. We really just need him for the Tower of Purification. Komokuten is just our slot-in for Dionysus, so I'm using him on the other side, so I don't have him here. But you will need Rebellion and Revolution. Queen will be running Awareness and Truth. Leon is running Trust and Prosperity, and Vino is running Departure and Control, and then my Phoebe's running Trust and Power. If you have a stronger queen than mine, like when I was using the A2 queen just in my own like runs earlier, I actually had to replace one of the 3 pre-weakened phase turns. Like with this rotation, we'll be using skill 1 just 3 times, and we cut it pretty close, but we don't kill. On the A2 queen, I was killing in 2 turns. I replaced the second skill 1 with President's Prowess, which actually worked out pretty well because it ended up giving me a couple of turns of attack boost, and it allowed me to get that 3rd turn off to set us up for the weakened phase. So just keep that in mind. If you have a much stronger queen, you may have to like replace one of these S1s with a President's Prowess. And also, if you don't have an A1 queen, if you have A0, it doesn't, we'll be following the same rotation. I was going to use the A2, but then like the score is like much higher. Like the score for that team is like 70 million, whereas this one will not be anywhere near that. A1 is the lowest I can get to because I have an A1 queen. So unfortunately, I can't show you an A0, but the rotation will be the same. We're not crashing out until the weakened phase anyway. So, but yeah, that's kind of all I have for you. So yeah, let's hop into the fight. All right, so we're going to start off with Justice Barrier on Queen. Vino's going to go ahead and use Diving Ray. Wonder, we'll start with Rakunda on the boss with Bishamonten. And then Queen's going to go ahead and use Sanctioned Drift. We're not going to crash out to the weakened phase, so any awareness Queen is fine. And then we have Phoebe, so Phoebe's going to use her skill 2. I'm going to use it on Queen. And then Leon, I'm actually going to go ahead and... There's going to be one turn with Leon where it's a little bit weird because we kind of have to delay. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to use Vino's highlight on the boss. Since this is like an odd number rotation, and Leon's, obviously you're going skill 2, skill 3, so, you'd want 6 turns ideally for this, but because it's only 5, we're going to have to, like, double up somewhere. So I'm just going to double up again here because this will take Queen low enough where she gets the crit boost. And then with Vino, I'm going to use Bullseye Bomber, and then we'll get back on track with Leon next turn for, his skill 2, skill 3, 1-2 punch. Now we'll swap to Komokuten, we'll use Revolution. And then 2 things here. So I think Phoebe gets like 1 turn cooldown or something from her weapon. I think there's some part of that For me, I'll get this 1 turn quicker than you. If you did not get this yet and you get it next turn, you can just, when you're able to use this, you can use it again on Queen and just like play it safe. And then, you know, obviously when we get to the weaken phase, you'll use Phoebe's skill 3. For me, because I get the reduced cooldown, I'll go ahead and just go Vino because I'm going to get this again before the weaken phase, so I can use her skill 2 on Queen and reapply it again. If you can't do that, just go ahead and kind of like stall it out until the weaken phase. The most important thing is that on those last 2 turns, Queen has Phoebe's skill 3 on her. Anything before that, it doesn't really matter. And then secondly, depending on how strong your Queen is, you may want to use President's Prowess here instead of Sanction Drift again, because I'm going to be cutting it really close to killing him right now. But if you use President's Prowess now and then you attack next turn and you're strong enough to, you know you're going to kill, that's probably ideal. But my Queen is like on the borderline of strong enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and use Sanction Drift and we'll see if it backfires. But if your Queen is strong enough, go ahead and use President's Prowess here instead. Sanction Drift there, for me, is just like the safer play. Like, I probably could have killed if I used President's Prowess with whatever additional buffs we're going to get. But you cut it kind of close with the burn. And then Vino's got to attack again, too. So you cut it really close. But it worked out for us there. And then also, he's got that insta-kill skill that he attacks with on the second attack he uses. There's not really anything you can do to defend against that. It's like whenever he hits you while you're below 50% HP, or it's when it gets you to 50% HP or lower. I forget which it is, or it might be both. He has a chance to just insta-kill you. I don't know why they have that as part of this. It like doesn't add any strategy. It just makes you have to reset, and it's annoying. But that's the way it is. So if that happens, just reset. You know, it's unlucky. But Leon, we're going to go ahead and use Ultima Booster, and now we're kind of back on the 1-2 rotation for Leon. Vino is using Diving Ray. I don't think my Vino kills here. Yeah, we're good. So, again, if you were worried about it, just go ahead and use President's Prowess on that last turn, and you should be fine for this turn. We're going to hold our highlights until the weaken phase, but Komakuten is going to use Rebellion. And like I said, my Phoebe is up probably earlier than yours would be, so I'm going to reapply skill 2 on Queen. If you're worried that you won't have it in time again for next turn, just delay Phoebe 1 turn until after this turn, and then use her skill 3 on Queen. But let's go ahead and finish this phase up, and we'll move into the weaken phase. We'll just use another skill 1. And now that we have this up, we should be on Komakuten, so we'll use Wondrous Highlight. And then Leon is going to go ahead and use Justice Barrier on Queen. Vino will use Bullseye Bomber. And then Wonder will go ahead and swap back to Bishamonten and use Racunda. Again, if you don't have Racunda, just go ahead and use any skill on him. Any skill is fine, as long as it's targeting the boss to get the Tower Purification stacks. And then my Phoebe is ready again now. Like I said, if you skipped Phoebe last turn, you would have used this kind of right away once we got into the weaken phase, but I get it like just before Queen's turn. And then Queen will now crash out. And we can go ahead and use her skill 3. Again, a lot of this score on this side is dependent on like how strong your Queen is. And the team comp is kind of the same deal. We'll go ahead and use Ultima Booster now. I'll show you my score at the end of this with the A2 Queen. Like literally the exact same rotation except with the A2 Queen. And you'll see how insane the score difference is. Literally just on 1 awareness on the Queen. But we're going to go ahead and Vino. And we'll use Diving Ray. And then highlights up now, but we'll wait 1 turn here real quick. Now we'll go Revolution on Komakuten. We'll kind of stack the Rebellion with Revolution. Queen will highlight now. And then Queen will go ahead and use her skill 3. And we should be about like 33-ish million, 32, 33. It's kind of what I've been doing on this. Yeah, 33, almost 34. So, again, I don't know if this is good. Like, this is a severely nerfed Queen team compared to kind of what it would be if you had a stronger Queen or if you were kind of all-inning on this side. You know what I'll do? I'll show you the score difference between kind of... I'll, like, just flash them on the screen. The score difference here, which is 33. This exact rotation with this team and an A2, and then the A2 plus Chord. So, I'll show you that real quick. All right, so this is the This is the score with the exact same rotation, except with an A2 queen. So literally double the score basically with the A2 queen. And this is the score with Chord plus the A2 queen. So this is probably the best I can do on this fight. I don't really think of anything else I could change to make this any higher. So I guess if you're all inning, it just depends on how strong your queen is. Again, I think if you're just kind of like baseline, you're at like everything A0, I still think Chord is better with closer. But if you do have a really strong queen, then I think Chord slotting into this team is kind of not a bad bet. I guess if people want to see that rotation, let me know and I can do another video on it. I don't really have anything now to make up through the next patch really. So obviously if you're not using an A2 like insane queen, you're not going to get this score, but you definitely still will see like a score increase. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you found some use in, the first half of this. And then if you have any interest in seeing this team, let me know. And like I said, I'll go ahead and make that video. I don't have a ton to make, but I would like to try and get this stuff out because off topic, I'm very excited about for like the 7 Digimon fans out there. The Digimon story Time Stranger is coming out on October 2nd, and I'm very excited to lose a couple of days of my life to that. So I plan on playing the life out of that game. So if anybody wants to see this, let me know. And I will try and get this video out, get that video out, as soon as I can. And then I'll probably lock into to the Digimon game for a few days until we have. Actually, we don't even have a patch stream, do we? So I probably won't have another video after that one. Maybe I'll just do it anyway. Probably won't have a video after that until 2.2 comes out. Yeah, rambling aside, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, obviously leave them down in the comments and I'll try and answer as best I can. But I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you on the next one and have a good one.